right, welcome to the Talking Heads podcast. Today this is going to be more than one video because I did a whole video. It was like a 35-minute video. Then I went to upload it, and I got a message from YouTube saying, well, this is a new channel, so you can't upload anything longer than 15 minutes. Say, what the heck? Because I've got a couple of other channels. One, I've got like over 5,000 subscribers, and another one I got, I don't know, less than that. But anyway, this is a new channel I started, and let me get right into it. So this is going to be like a 15-minute video, which, you know, I should be able to get enough said in a 15-minute video if I shut the hell up and get to the point, right? It's probably what you're sitting there saying. Get to the damn point. Anyway, I'll let you know right off the bat, I'm an older guy. I'll be 66 years old in August. And so I have seen both the NBA and the NFL from, I guess you'd say, before and after. I saw how the NFL used to be, and I see how the NFL is now. And let me tell you, people, there's a world of difference. I remember when I first started watching football, that was back in the time when you could hit a receiver all the way down the field and try to disrupt his route. I mean, now you can't hit him after 5 yards, right? And everything has been designed to help the offense, you know, because they assume that everybody wants to see lots of points. But I'll be honest with you, I guess because I'm old school, that I don't like high-scoring games. I don't like it when there's no defense and they just march up and down the field like that one a few years ago, Kansas City and the Rams, where it was like, what was it, 54-51 or something like that? Those kind of games, I don't know. Some people, I guess, if you're younger and that's all you've been used to is the high-scoring games, then I guess that would be your preference. But for me, and having seen the before and after picture, I'm not saying that today's game is bad and then not being able to hit a wide receiver all the way down the field is bad. Now, I don't particularly like the change because, excuse me, because I played defensive back. I was a free safety, and so I liked the idea of being able to disrupt the receiver's route and hit him all the way down the field. I'll have to admit, though, the game is more fun to watch since you can't hit them after 5 yards. But every change that has been made to help the offense. You know, and I'm of the mindset that, you know, it should be on more of an even keel. You know, it should be equally fair for both the offense and the defense. Okay. But the thing that bothers me most of all is I call it the pussification of the NFL. I mean, I swear, if Roger Goodell took off his shirt, he'd have breasts. It's just, to me, it's just sickening the way. Now, look, okay, I'm not against player safety at all. Okay, I'm not for guys getting concussions but I kind of wonder sometimes because you didn't see guys get their bell rung as much back in my day. And I'm wondering if some of it has something to do with the new equipment that they're using. Those old padded helmets that we used to have to wear. I've still got my one from college, and that's all this padding in there. I really think that it protects you better than this new stuff because it just seems like, you know, you're seeing guys, you know, they're hitting the ground, and, you know, you didn't used to see that. You didn't used to see guys hitting the ground and getting their bell rung as much. But a lot of that, too, is we always played on grass. And then when we did play on AstroTurf, and you want to know something that's bad. If you ever played on AstroTurf, you know what I'm talking about. It's like playing in a frickin' parking lot. with a thin carpet over the top. I mean, you talk about rug burn. You get hit and slide at all in your forearms, and just everything would just get chewed up by that AstroTurf. But that, to me, that's the worst thing they ever did, was going from natural grass to AstroTurf. And how many stories have we heard nowadays? Of course, they switched to that field turf, which, yeah, field turf is not as hard as AstroTurf. But let me tell you what, you get face planted in the field turf, and they've got all those little pebbles, which, from what I understand, it's made out of the same kind of rubber as car tires. And so you got those little rubber pebbles, and they get in your eyes, they get in your nose, they get in your mouth. It just, it's horrendous. If you've ever heard players talk about that, everybody to a man in the NFL hates field turf. Another thing that field turf does too is when you like plant to cut, or you plant, even just if you're stepping and you get hit, a lot of times your cleat gets stuck in that field turf, and you end up with an ACL. It's not good. And players are complaining about it. They're talking about how when they play on the field turf, how they're sore that all their muscles ache after it, as compared to playing on grass, where they don't experience that. Now, here's the problem I have with, the NFL claiming that they're all concerned about player safety, and that's why they're trying to turn all the players into pussies with all these rule changes and stuff. And, you tackle the quarterback, you can't land on him. How in the hell you supposed to, that has got to be one of the dumbest rules that I've ever heard in my life, or ever seen, whatever. It's just stupid. I remember, was it last year when Chris Jones of the Chiefs accidentally landed on, I don't remember who they were playing against, but he landed on the quarterback, and they called a personal foul on him. And he's just like, and you could tell if you looked at the replay, he tried everything he could do. He stuck his arm down to where his weight didn't even land on the quarterback, but they still called a penalty on him. It's got to be one of the worst calls of the year. And it's crap like that, that you see. That's because here's the deal. When you add, or let me word it a different way. The more judgment calls you add into the mix, where something is not outright, like something like a false start or offsides, those are pretty easy, even though a lot of them are missed. But if you go back and review it or whatever, if the coach challenges it, you go back and review it, it's like, oh yeah, this guy, you look down the sideline view, and you can plainly see the guy who's either lined up in the neutral zone or he was offsides. It's an easy call. If a guy, offensive guard or tackle takes off before the ball snapped, you look at the replay. Oh, yep, that was a false start. It's very easy to call. But and that's one reason I think they did away with the pass interference review, is because it added, depending on which referee viewed it, you might have 5 referees look at the same call and they all come up with a different conclusion. And so they got rid of that, because of that. And I hope they get rid of this landing on the quarterback crap. Come on now. Here's the thing. This is football, is it not? If you are a quarterback, you are a football player. How many quarterbacks have been hurt by a player landing on them? I would venture to guess not many. All right, quarterbacks get hurt when they are on the move, or let's say they're in the pocket and somebody goes at their knees. That has a potential for, very serious injury. But somebody landing on the quarterback, come on. Is the guy not a football player? I mean, yeah, so what? He plays quarterback. And the thing is, a lot of it boils down to money. In this day and age that we live in, our day and age is based on greed. It is. Our society is, especially in the United States, is based on greed. And I swear the NFL makes one of two things. They either base it on income and losing money, or they base it on pleasing the women, trying to get women to like football, I guess. I don't know, because it's sure becoming womanized. It's becoming pussified, as I call it, trying to turn all the players into pussies. It's like every rule that they institute lately, it takes it down another notch. And excuse me, I have to agree with Andy Reid. Andy Reid of the Chiefs coach, in case I'm sure that anybody listening to this knows who Andy Reid is. But Andy Reid said, okay, where does it stop? You keep taking things away like this, and pretty soon you have flag football. And when he said that, it's like, it's basically echoing the same thing that I've been saying, like when my friends and I discuss football, and they're all old school like me, and we're all pretty much of the same mindset that it's becoming way too watered down. In fact, I remember one of my favorite tapes. I used to order tapes. I don't remember where I ordered them, but they were like NFL films. And there was one that my favorite one was called NFL's Greatest Hits. And that was what the whole thing was about, was people getting lit up. Good hits, people getting knocked on their ass. People getting knocked ass over tea kettle, as my dad used to say. Yeah, it was my favorite tape. I love it. Because that's what football's supposed to be, people. That is what football's supposed to be. It's a physical game, and if you don't want to get hit, then don't play. I mean, you come out of college and you go into the pros, or even if going from high school into college, you know what it entails. You're signing up to get your butt whacked, right? You're signing up knowing that, you could face a hit and a potential injury. You know that going into it. I mean, these guys are not going into this blind. All right, they're going into it knowing full well what can happen, that they could get injured badly, that they could have a career-ending injury to their knee or a concussion or whatever. And so they're going into this knowing that it is a physical game. Not as physical as it used to be. Go on YouTube and look up like Dick Butkus, Ray Nitschke, Willie Lanier, Tommy Nobis. A lot of these old middle linebackers that played when I was growing up. Or even Mike Singletary. He's more a modern era, but he was a badass middle linebacker for the Bears. Go back and look at some tape of them. Or I say tape, you can tell I'm dating myself. Some video of them and see, I mean, Butkus had tried to rip guys' heads off, I swear, Anyway, I'm going to stop this here because I'm almost at my limit. And I will continue with part 2 at some point.